favorite theme music, favorite Kurt Angle moment in the spirit of the Olympics. Brad is going to talk about his experience at Death Before Dishonor, and he saw some hard fighting between two ladies in pro graps, and the week that was in the sport of pro graps. All this and more right here on episode 6, if I'm counting correctly.
Yep.
Well, episode 6 of the Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling podcast. I apologize last week for the delay in the podcast. Our brother just got busy. But nevertheless, this will be on time. Also, I was like, you know what? We did our SummerSlam predictions way too early. But if you want to listen, just go ahead and check out episode 4 of our podcast, and then we can get our predictions and everything. So, with that being said, once again, thank you for listening to the Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling podcast. Eddie, Brad, Marcus, fellas, how we doing tonight?
Good, man. Good. I got the house to myself right now. Well, only for the night. Yeah, my wife went to go pick up my daughter from her mom's house down in the country, and they'll be back early tomorrow morning. But hey, tonight is bachelor night, chilling. We got preseason football on. I'm in the middle of a dynasty fantasy football draft. Doing the podcast. All is well. Oh yeah, speak of, I want to give a shout out to my best friend, David Roberts of 40 years. That's right. Was talking to him on the phone the other day and told him about the podcast. Like, oh man, I didn't know you had a podcast. He's never been a big wrestling fan, but he said he's gonna peep it out and start supporting and stuff. So got to big up my brother from another mother of 40 years. So yeah,
that's cool, man. Even people that don't like, even though people that don't like the topic, like, well, I'm just listening to see what you got going on. Hey, come on. We greatly appreciate it. Coming to us live from Oklahoma, we got Brad. Brad, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good. Just ready for the week to end. Trying to get my rest back from last weekend. And things are going good. I've also had a few people listen to the podcast. Got to send a shout out to my buddy Brian. He's big into women's wrestling, and he's a pretty big fan of the topics that we had whenever Stephanie back here was our topic. So shout out to Brian.
Cool. See, that's why you got to be a well-rounded wrestling fan and not just stay in the box, because eventually you're going to want to break out the box, and the box eventually will cave in on you. So what you going to do? You're going to milk a mildew. What are you going to do? And fellas, I didn't have matter of fact, for our listeners and the people who want to listen to us on YouTube, we're not video yet, but we're audio at the moment. We are on the Sports Bros podcast feed, my sports podcast feed. Look for the playlist, The Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling. We're under a playlist. So, we got a playlist now. So that way y'all can just hit the button and just binge listen all you want to. We promise video will be coming soon. Just got to take care of some technical things. But, other than that, all is well, all is good, all is fine on my end. I can't complain. A busy weekend here in the city. We got Martin Lawrence. He gonna be in town Saturday. The same day. Yeah, Lawrence. The same day as SummerSlam. I don't know who booked that, but whatever. Also the Hall of Fame game is down the street in Canton. It's gonna be a busy weekend. Good weekend. So I cannot complain. So fellas, I have a question. Is you ready?
Eyes ready. Oh,
yeah.
I should have said that. Yes, I'm ready, good sir.
I am
Early,
ready.
I say unto you, I am ready.
That's okay. That's okay. So, did Samantha Irvin break the internet?
She broke something. She broke something. That's all I can say about that. I don't know if it was the internet or what, but she broke something. Ooh-wee. Good grief. Broke some hearts, more like it.
There you go. Yeah. She you know what? I was at my friend's outing last night, and I was kind of just, having a downtime. You know how you have conversations with people, you go from one conversation to the next, and then you had that little lull period. I'm like, let me see what's going on Instagram. And I was like, oh. My dude's like, you all right? I'm good.
Mhm.
I'm just over there, just like I think I went to sweat. I'm like, man,
It's not sweating.
I said, man, let me go over and hit these damn golf balls. Wow, wow, wow. Had to burn that energy off, man. I was just like, I mean,
Sinking them in the furthest target out there on the range.
I'm talking about if I can put them through the damn net, I was trying to whack, 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 looking bad at it, but whack, 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 just doing it, just doing it. I will say this though, shout out to Ricochet. Um, you are a very fortunate and blessed brother. If you don't
Blessed
know
and
it,
highly favored, my
yes,
brother.
Yes.
blessed and highly favored.
Shout out to the Clark sisters. Blessed and highly favored. Boy, that I don't believe in luck, but that brother is blessed. Let me tell you.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, he is most definitely blessed, man. And in the words of Stephen A. Smith, when it comes to Samantha Irvin, she's special. She's something special. That girl's special. She's box office. She's special.
But the
Yes.
thing I don't get is, you still got a lot of these ashy dudes out here who be hating on our hard, man. Like, oh, we shouldn't, the ring announcer shouldn't be getting this much attention and blah, 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 blah. And Lillian Garcia and Howard Finkel are the best of all time. Like, bro, if you don't go sit down somewhere, man. Sam is great,
Yeah.
personally. I know, I get it. We're maybe a little bit biased, but I don't see how you can hate on her. She's great at what she does. She's passionate about what she does.
Mhm.
The girl's fine. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
What more can you
Yeah.
want?
I mean, there's not much else you can ask for. Plus, if you need something else from her, like say if you need her to sing the national anthem, she can do that for you. If you need her to play the flute, she gonna do that for you. She can do almost every damn thing possible entertainment wise. And these people are hating hard, but of course,
Yeah,
main reason, being a,
we know
if
why.
Yeah, we
if
know
you
why.
know, you know. If you
Yeah.
know, you know. And then also, because people just like to hate on women sometimes. If they're really good at something, they're just gonna point out, say, "Oh, well, blah blah blah." It's like they need to sit down, just shut up, and know their rules. But she's doing great.
Yeah.
She's
I
doing
look
great.
I look at it like this. If you're a man hating on a woman, go ahead and give me your man card right now. Just go ahead, give me your man card. I don't want to hear no excuses. Don't just go ahead and give me your card because it makes no sense. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Samantha Irvin is a classic case of a person that really loves their job. And you see it and you feel it. And you like I've been to several I've been to like a Raw and she was the announcer. And so I'm like, okay. Okay, I'm like, this is real deal, man. She brings flavor to it. She brings passion to it. So I mean, it's sad that some people will look at that and be like, her being passionate is doing too much. It's like the classic case of y'all know where I'm going at. Um, when Tom Brady, he's on the line, fired up, let's go. That's being compassionate. Cam Newton tried that. Oh, he's just is conduct detrimental to the team. And
He's a showboat. He's a show off. He's self-centered.
yeah,
It's
he's
all about
this.
me.
Yeah, he's this, he's that. But like I said, if you know, then you know. All right. So enough about Sam Irvin and other things. Never know about her. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into it, if we will. So we have the week that was in programs: Raw, NXT, Dynamite. There's a whole lot to consume this past week. But also we have Brad. You went to Death Before Dishonor, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I went out to the AEW residency out in Arlington where they had Death Before Dishonor for
Mm-hmm.
Ring of Honor last Friday and Collision and Battle of the Belts 11.
Okay, Battle of the Belts 11. Battle of the Belts is pretty cool. I got off work
Yes.
to watch the back end of that. That's always an extra treat on a Saturday night. Instead you go from getting 2 hours of wrestling to 3 hours of wrestling. You can't go wrong with wrestling on a Saturday night. So, tell us a little bit about the pay per view, Brad. What did you like? What did you not like? What did you think about it?
Right. So with the pay-per-view for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, I missed the first match with it was MXM Collection versus Serpentico and Helico. I caught the last 3 minutes of it. But those MXM boys, people have slept on those guys for so long just because they got stuck in what was perceived to be a weird gimmick, but they've made the model thing work for them, and they're working it, and it's great across the board. Um, Caught that. Let's see. Got to see the Texas Death Match with Layla Hirsch and Diamante. Lots of hard fighting.
Hmm.
Lots of hard fighting with that one, including barbed wire boards, a thumbtack chancla.
Wow.
What? Thumbtack chocolate. That sounds
Yes,
intense.
sir. So I think at some point in the match, she went under the ring and she found a sandal. Everybody's like, they're like, why she got the chocolate? Then they look at it and she flips it over and it's got thumbtacks all up and
Ooh.
down the sole of it, and she's like running it across Layla Hirsch's forehead. So both ladies bled in this match. And it was like 2 minutes in, both of them busted open. I was like, damn, that's a lot. But it worked out. It told the story. Fantastic match with those two. The Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship with the Undisputed Kingdom with Matt Bennett and Mike Bennett, Matt Taven
Mm.
versus the conglomeration with Kyle O'Reilly and Tomohiro Ishii. Hard fighting tag team match, real good. I mean, just God, it was so many matches, but it was worth it. It was worth the show. And the main event, I know, I'm missing a couple of things. Oh, it's the co-main event: Athena versus Queen Aminata. Great match, great match. Queen is my first time seeing Queen Aminata wrestle in person, I believe.
That girl can
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
dude,
That girl can go, man. I'm serious.
oh,
She's a queen.
All hell.
I was singing the song. I said, "She's a queen to me." And so the
Yeah.
guys behind me are cracking up. They're like, bro, coming to America. I was like, you know what it is. That match was great. Athena, with the whole fake injury, boots not there, entrance great, match is great. See, final match was Mark Briscoe versus Roddy Strong for the ROH World Title. Hard fighting, but hard fighting in that match. It
Wow.
was fantastic. So I liked the pay-per-view. I like the setup of that place, the way they have it. It's great lighting, great seats. Um, it's not hard to navigate. The food was pretty easy to get to. It was just right outside the arena area, merchandise. Yeah, that's the only thing I probably have a slight gripe about. They didn't have a whole lot, but it was like $30 a shirt, maybe
Oof.
more, depending
Wow.
on what it was. Yeah, it's like $30. I mean, I bought a Ring of Honor shirt, but I was like, well, when am I going to get this shirt ever again? Or either like a Death Before Dishonor shirt, which I saw on the AEW shop that's on sale. So I might get that if get it from there. But yeah, overall great show. I'll get to Collision. Collision was pretty dope. MXM Collection was on that one as well. They had a pretty awesome tag team match against FTR.
Mm.
That was a really good tag team
That was
match.
a great match. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't understand why the Stanford Entertainment Company held them dudes down, just left them to comedy, but those guys can work, as I
Yeah.
said in the
I was
beginning.
very
Mm.
surprised, like seeing them go up against one of the best tag teams in the world right now. It's like, wow, they look like they belong.
Yeah, absolutely. And like their like few seconds of posing and like their little shenanigans, it works. It works very well for those two. Let's see, Hologram versus the Beast Mortos.
Oh, that was
Match of the
another one.
night. Easily. If y'all haven't seen Hologram yet, take a chance to watch Collision on a Saturday night. That's pretty much his show. Hologram is a special individual, and to have the Beast Mortos, who's also an amazing luchador, man, those two went at it for felt like 20 minutes or so. It was such a good match. It was such a good match. The
Now,
drama.
the Beast
Mhm.
Mortos was Black Taurus in Impact, right? Yeah, I
Correct.
thought like he looks the same. I
Yeah,
was like, I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
the guy.
Yeah. It's just a name change because
Yeah.
AAA owns the name Black Taurus.
Oh,
So
that makes sense.
so
I
so
mean,
so that's why I ended up changing it.
yeah, because same thing with Penta. Like that's the reason why he didn't go by Pentagon Junior. Is Penta is zero middle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Phoenix doesn't go by Phoenix, he goes by Ray Phoenix. Yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
many little subtleties because Triple H is petty. You know,
Hmm.
Yeah.
is what it is. But that to me, that was the match of the night for Collision. And then we had Battle of the Belts. I think it was Taya and Tony Storm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a CMLL eliminator match with the Virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo versus Willow Nightingale,
Willow
Mm-hmm.
Bay.
which was really a good match too. But that Tony Storm Taya match, that felt like Taya was back with
Hmm.
that match. Like that felt like her impact days. It was great. It was a great match. And I missed the 6-man match because I had to get back home.
I did watch that one. That was actually a pretty good match and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I mean, the new school Von Erichs, they kind of remind me. I don't want to put them that high, but they kind of remind me of Tim Duncan. They're very fundamentally sound,
Mm-hmm.
not really very flashy or whatever. But I mean, if you're a fan of old school and you're familiar with the WCCW old school style
World
and all of that,
class.
yeah, world class.
Mhm.
There you go. If you're familiar with that, you can deal with it. Iron Claw definitely. It was cool
Mm-hmm.
seeing Kevin out there. I grew up watching Kevin. Yeah, the match was actually decent. There's some hard fighting going on, and of course, the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes they won the trios tag, the ROH trios tag, and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I almost forgot about the pure title. I almost forgot about that. Lee Moriarty and Wheeler Yuta. That was my first time ever watching one of those, like, in person and seeing how the rope break thing works and all of that. It translated very well with the crowd. Translated very well. Lee Moriarty is something special, man. That dude is a technician. I
Yeah,
mean,
he can go.
between him and like Gresham and guys like that, like he's getting to that level. If he's not already there. Like that dude Tiger style, but in all caps, MF
Mm-hmm.
Doom. Oh yeah, and he had an MF Doom mask.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he had an MF Doom mask. So I was like, yes, sir, all caps.
Nice. All caps when you spell the man's name. And it's funny too about Lee Moriarty. I got to see him a couple of times at Battle Slam down here. And for those listening who may not be familiar, Battle Slam is a local promotion here in Atlanta. They've been kind of having a few financial things going on here and there, but I don't think they're completely dead yet. But I got to see him amongst other people, and I'll probably name them later. But it's of course they don't come out to the same music they well, some people do, but Lee Moriarty particularly came out to Boot Up by Ellie Mae. And that one time my wife happened to come to me and she looked at me and was like, is he coming out to boot up? I'm like, yeah, he is.
Oh
The same
wow.
thing, same high energy and just whatever. I'm like, this dude is coming out here to doggone boot. It's just weird.
That's
But I mean, he
great.
went out and he did his thing like he always does, though. So
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. But yeah, it was a great weekend. I will definitely seek to try to get one more show in. I want to try to get one in this month. If not the 10th, maybe the 17th. Just depends on logistics and everything. But yeah, I will definitely try to hit this residency up one more time because big rumor and innuendo is that they want to move all in to AT&T Stadium for next year.
oh, I do remember some rumblings like a week or two ago about a big stadium show, but then apparently TKE like kind of like, yeah, we're not doing that, or no, that's not something we're interested in. But who knows? He might just be saying that to throw us off the trail.
Could be, could be. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to do it there because that state, honestly, having been to that stadium for one of the WrestleManias a few years ago, I think it was WrestleMania 32 out there. Great stadium, aesthetic is great, food's great. Everything is good about that stadium. It's just all about making sure you get butts in those seats. That's a big old
Yeah, that's
stadium.
a huge stadium.
That thing is, I swear, it was like 92,000 plus. So they said it was 100 and something thousand for the WrestleMania number or whatever. It took 30 minutes to get out of there
Oof.
from where we were sitting. We were sitting like kind of high up.
Mm-hmm.
It took 30 minutes to get out of there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got to figure a stadium that big, you gonna need, but you got to have butts and seats, or the aesthetic is gonna look bad.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like, well, damn, like if they can do that in Wembley, and Wembley is no small stadium by any means, is no small stadium.
Right.
I'm just thinking, what would they come up against here stateside? That would be the thing. I mean, because people are like, oh man, you know, AEW this, AEW's that. I'm like, well, if you got to think about it, when Cody Rhodes is in charge of things, it was just not even all elite wrestling, and they had a pay per view in Chicago. They were able to sell out. There's that niche audience, that market, that they will come and see this. They will come and see this. They will pay money, and you'll put butts in seats. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, man, more power to AEW, man. Keep doing stuff, man. Keep doing stuff that ain't never been done before. And Brad, the where AEW was at, and also Ring of Honor was at, I'm like you. I really like that building. But one of the complaints I heard was the sound. How was the sound?
Okay, so there were some weird echoes whenever it came to like backstage segments.
Uh-huh.
You did hear some echoing. I don't know if did it translate on TV about the
It
same
did.
way.
Yeah, you
It
hear
did.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so if it did translate on TV that same way, it was like a weird echoing thing that was going on.
Mm,
But other than that, like music, if it felt like whenever they're playing the music, it no, not loud enough
mm,
because you could hear people talking. Like you heard like I heard some people calling their spots for a second. I was like, am I hearing this?
yeah.
I was like, that's weird. Hey,
Wow.
whatever. Like the way they had the seat arranged, I think they had like 8 to 10 rows each side. So they had like 6 different sides or whatever. And I was sitting third row for each show, and I could kind of hear it for Collision. And I was like, hear this. This is wow. It is what it is, but other audio was okay. But yeah, if that I heard that echo big time. I heard that echo.
Yeah, because I remember them talking about it. I'm like, I'm like, I like the aesthetic. It's not like it has a Daily's Place feel to it. It's big enough, but it's small enough, but big enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that place is big. Like
Mm,
surprisingly, it just looks like I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. On the outside, there's like nothing fancy about this place.
mm,
You get inside, it just looks like a little regular hall, right? It just
mm.
looks kind of regular, but then you get inside to the arena part. It's got all this cool stuff in the ceiling. They've got the lights going. I mean, they kept it simple. I mean, it's a great esports arena and it's a great venue for wrestling. So if they can get that sound part together, I think they can have a good relationship with AEW for years to come.
Yeah, they got to feel that sound, man. You know how people, you know how we are. I work in radio, and I'm like, the sound is off. You know how we work with, on the technical side of things, is like the sound is off. Like, what the hell is going on? So, yeah, shout out to Brad for his report on Death Before Dishonor and Battle of the Belts. Did you go to Collision too?
Yes, I did.
I'll be
Yeah,
damn. I'll be damn. He did
yeah,
all. He did it all. He
I
did it
I
And
all.
I
did it.
and I saw the Uncle Marcus sign like kind of late.
Mhm.
I think it was during the Willow Deanna match. Like I saw it from the
Awesome.
side, like, hey, this Brett. Like I saw you, but like I didn't see the signs of it. But then I saw like half of the Uncle Marcus, like, I see it, I see it.
And I was trying to get the Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling podcast sign up. I was trying, man, dude, I tried every way possible. And I even put the the one where we said, I've been like singing and crying because they need RA for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I've been singing Kaze Nina Rain for 3 days straight, and all I've been doing is crying.
This guy saw it and he was cracking up. He was like, "Cause they need that hey, for 3 days, man." I was like, "Hey, man, it'd be like that."
It'd be like that. It really does be like that. Hey, at least one of the jokes went over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, and the Def Jam Fight for New York one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like,
I had a
yeah.
sign for, yeah, like one of the guys behind me, he was like, yes, you're absolutely right. Bring that back. And I was like, he knows ball. He
Yeah,
knows ball.
he
So,
know he knows ball, man. He knows ball. Yeah, man. Son, you had an absolute ball, man. Great to hear it. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the week that was on TV, if you will. Monday Night Raw. I saw bits and pieces of it. I'm not gonna lie to you because what was on Monday night? I think Nightcap was on. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I was watching that, but I did see Gunter's promo, the MD Arena promo, of course. That's gonna be a good match between him and Damian Priest. What else happened on Monday Night Raw? So much. A lot happens in a 3 hour time frame. I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, we had Rhea Ripley doing Rhea Ripley stuff, and then we found out that no, we found out it was last week that Seth Rollins was going to be the referee of the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre match, and the classic, the go home show was a classic showdown. The next thing was like, hey, if you guys touch each other, the whole match is off. And then next thing you know, Drew McIntyre holds up the bracelet with the dog's name and his wife's name on it. I'm like, classic heel stuff. That's good old classic heel stuff. Good old heelish mind games. I like it a lot. Then we also got to see an appearance from the Wyatt Six. Well, and they laid waste to the Creed brothers, and Chad Gable ran and cried. So, yeah, that was an action-packed episode of Monday Night Raw. Marcus, is there anything that I missed?
Um, nothing I can remember noteworthy. I mean, mention the Wyatt Six, and this week's video was a package on Dexter Loomis, and now with
Mm,
his locks,
yeah.
long golden locks,
Mm,
but it wasn't as heartfelt, and I don't want to say it wasn't as sincere as like Eric Rowan and Bo Dallas's was. Of
mm,
course, they had skin in the game, being that we're talking about Bo's brother
right.
and Rowan, his two best friends, both of them passing and stuff. And I think I said this in a previous episode of the podcast of, I wonder how are they going to do the rest of the group, because they didn't really have any direct ties to Bray. They had darker characters, and it was interesting. It was like, okay, cool. And then of course we got to see them unmask and got to see Gate. And of course at this point we all knew who they were. But
Mm,
yeah, I'm still just interested to see where this is going with that whole storyline. And of course, people are getting antsy and impatient about it. Like, oh, they're taking too long to develop. But these are the same people that rag on AEW for not having any storyline. Like, okay, what do you want? Do you want a nice developed story, or do you want a quick rush story, or whatever? But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to see them debut next week as the Wyatt Six and stuff against Gable and the Creed boys.
yeah. Marcus, I'm with you on that. It's kind of like, hey, let this thing breathe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let this thing breathe. Like if you've been watching the whole Wyatt angle, the whole Wyatt angle and story for the last handful of years, then you know how this works. Slow build, slow build, slow build, and then boom. And then boom some more. Like I don't like you say, Marcus, those the same people. They don't have storylines. Well, okay, we give you storylines, excuse me. But it's taking too long. You want a pot roast or you want a hot pocket? Which one you want? What do you want to eat? Which one's gonna taste better and actually last longer and actually you're gonna enjoy? You want the hot pocket? You want hot pocket programming, or you want the beef stew? Matter of fact, I made a Mississippi pot roast a few weeks ago. Chef's kiss,
Mm. I had pot
magnificent.
roast for dinner tonight.
Oh boy,
Nice.
Oof, leftover, but it was still good.
I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
that pot roast is awesome, man. I take my Mississippi pot roast and whatever I have going on, I'll take it. I get like a sub roll, get some cheese, get some Worcestershire sauce, horseradish sauce. Oh Lord, have mercy.
I heard about that Mississippi spice or rub or whatever they put in it.
Mm,
I
Ooh.
have to tell my wife about it.
Yeah.
Because I know
Hmm.
there was a steak rub that she was using at one a Montreal steak rub on some other things, but I
Hmm.
don't know
Hmm.
if she's ever used the Mississippi joint. And she doesn't even cook it in the crock pot. She put hers in the oven. And man, that thing is so good.
Yeah. I've never
Ooh.
I just use mine in the crock pot. Yeah,
Mhm.
I use mine in the crock pot so that way it's just I can set it and forget it. We got
That's what I used to do when I was single.
yeah,
My wife's from the country though, they know how to cook. Her mama, her grandmama, her aunties, her cousins, all
yeah.
of them. That's the reason why I've gained doggone 40 something pounds since I've been married in the last 6 years.
Yeah, man, that good eating, man. They gonna feed you. That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
They are going to feed you. All right, so let's go ahead and slide over to NXT, aka the hottest thing on TV right now. We got us a Joe Hendry concert. He took a jab at what Dirty Dutch Mantel. It it was funny. It was funny. I will say that it's good seeing him on Impact. I'm not Impact on Impact, but it's also good seeing him
On
on
NXT.
NXT. That means you're doing something right. You're doing something right. An organic superstar with his own thing. So what
Dare,
happened?
dare I say he's getting more love on NXT than he is in TNA?
Yeah, possibly.
Kind
Yeah.
of feels that way to me.
I mean, possibly. We all know that a lot of those fans watch other promotions as well too, and so they're not as closed in. But oh, we don't.
Close-minded.
Yeah, closed minded. Oh, we don't know what this is. Da, 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 da. All right, so we had women's tag match. We had last. It was Metaphor. It was Metaphor, the duo of Last Legend and what's the other girl? Jakara Jade.
Jakar Jackson.
Yeah, Jakara Jackson. What the fuck Jakara Jade come from? Jakara Jackson versus the Unholy Union, which is Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and
Elbow
just
fire.
elbow fire,
Elbow
son.
fire.
Yep, and
Elbow fire.
And
yep,
what they call it, somebody in the chat group in the Blurs of Wrestling group, they call Isla Spooky Booty.
yeah. Isla
What?
Spooky
Spooky
Booty.
Booty.
What?
Yeah,
That is
that's
very
hilarious.
apropos.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you got that part right. You got that part right.
I ain't never seen a
I,
Scottish girl with a big old booty like that.
Yeah,
I love how y'all come up with nicknames in that group. I love it. I love the nicknames. Like what was the one that y'all had for Braun Breaker for a little bit? Like,
The Denim King.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Denim King. Yeah, Denim King.
Yeah, old Danielle that came up with that one.
Yeah,
Isla Spooky Booty.
yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, they won. They defeat Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson to keep the
Mhm.
tag team titles. Then we had a Heritage Cup match. The champion Tony D'Angelo with the family versus Tavion Heights and the No Quarter Catch Club.
Oh, that was a good match.
That was
They
a
were
good
doing some
match.
hard fighting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I do not like Tony D'Angelo, and I realize I don't like his gimmick. But
yeah,
dude, as a wrestler, is actually really good.
yeah.
He
You
just
gotta
needs to
get
get rid of that stupid 1992 gimmick.
yeah. It's like a cheap version of Scarface. I'm like come on, man. Like this, we don't need all this mess here. So he won. He defeats Heights 2-1 to keep the Heritage Cup. Coming up next, we got Jensen Brooks and Cedric Alexander. And rumor has it, Cedric Alexander beat Brooks Jensen by pinfall, ending a 1,000 1,000 day losing streak. Allegedly, supposedly.
What?
Yeah,
Oh wow,
What?
he on that Kurt Hawkins plan.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he on that Kurt Hawkins plan. So then we had Joe Hendry do his concert. He said that Booker T was president of the fan club because Booker T is on record saying he don't believe. And the segment wasn't that bad. I mean, Joe Hendry's that dude. Meanwhile, we got Jada Parker versus Kendall Gray. And of course, Jada Parker hits her with them hips, with that thing, and defeats Gray by pinfall.
I
And then,
love that her finisher is her throwing ass.
yeah, just throw that ass.
Throwing ass. Boom.
Yeah,
Go to sleep. The
yeah,
ass kick to the dome.
yeah.
Go to sleep.
So is it like a corner move or is it like the rear view or
Is uh,
Yeah,
Think of a clothesline from hell, but with her ass.
yeah,
Oh,
Well, the effect, when they sell it, it doesn't look nearly as vicious as somebody taking the clothesline from hell. But
yeah,
she runs with a lot of force and just usually they're let me say more like a shining wizard, but with ass. That's
yeah,
probably a better comp.
okay.
yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
What did I say on the group chat? She just beat her with a bonky bump.
Yeah, boy, yes, what you said, yeah.
She just hit her. She just
A
hit her with a
monkey
bonky
bump.
bump. Well, I mean, you got to use what you got, I guess. I mean, my time. Stop playing with me. Bam. 1, 2, 3. Lay me out too. And then we have my favorite pairing, my favorite trio. We had Carmen Petrovich, Lola Vice, and Sol Ruka, also known as Soul Vice Ninja. I don't know where I come with the nickname from, versus Fallon Henry, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix. I've been on record, and I'll say it again. Soul Ruka is something special. She's something special. And I
Yeah.
think I asked y'all a while back, and I said to myself, I'm like, why does the Soul sister give me vibes of Rob Van Dam? Athletic, charismatic. She was in like the girls like laying on the belly. She jumped on the back, surfboard. I'm like, you know what? She just so damn cool. Like I'm a big fan of Saul Ruka. Even when before she got hurt, I'm like, oh, that's a nice. I mean, yeah, it's Saul Ruka, Saul's sister. Yeah, yeah. So and then
I dig Saul, yes.
yeah. And then of course, they lost to Henley, Jane, and Nix. Move right
That's
along.
somebody else who I dig. I don't know if I said it on here. I know I said in the
Mm,
group, but Fallon Henry,
mm,
I'm a really big fan of hers all of a sudden. Like I've never not liked her, but just lately it's like, man, she's been putting in work. Like this girl's all right.
yeah. After they get hung with weird storylines and they break out, do something different, they become like, oh, okay, you doing that? All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then we
That
got
is
the
true because that whole closing the bar down thing was like it felt like the after school special or something like that. It
yeah, just
horrible acting,
yeah,
but
just
hey, she's doing all right now.
yeah,
That's
just
good.
yeah, just don't turn this into sloppy seconds. Get naked and stay naked. Are you serious? Oh
Get in the
man.
shower, stay naked.
Yeah, get in the shower, stay naked. What else am I supposed to do in the shower? Really? And then
Sitting here with all my clothes on and just staying here.
yeah. Finally on NXT, we got the championship match between Roxanne Perez and Thea Hale. These girls were doing some hard fighting.
That was a banger.
They were fighting. These girls were fighting hard. And I read somewhere that apparently, allegedly, supposedly, rumor and innuendo, that both of those girls might be ready for the main roster.
I saw that too. Meltzer said it, I believe.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely Roxanne. I don't know about Thea, but definitely Roxanne is ready. But Thea's on her way. I like
Yeah.
Thea.
Yeah.
And she really impressed me in that match against Roxanne because she was holding her own. And somebody even said it might be because they're about the same height because both of them are little bits too. But
Mhm.
I mean, they both look great. Of course, Roxanne always looks great, but Thea really impressed me the other night.
Yeah. She really did, man. Those girls can go, man. And I'm looking on the site here, Bleach Report. They gave the overall show a B plus. I'm not into grading shows. I just like to talk about what I see. And we just like good damn entertainment, good damn programming. All right, with that being said, we're going to go into our first break. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about our favorite Kurt Angle moment. Always true is real
It's
true.
damn true. Oh.
Damn true. In the spirit of the Olympics, we'll talk about favorite Kurt Angle moments. After that, favorite theme music, and God knows what else. Stick stay. Don't you dare go away. The Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling Podcast. We'll be right back.
Y'all better come back, man.
Yeah.
Back at you like bad breath with an F in the morning on episode 6 of the Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling Podcast. Eddie, Brad, who's laughing at me because I say some of the wildest things. You think kids say the darndest things? Eddie says the darndest things, all right? And Marcus as well, too.
Marcus, who just had to put some contact solution in his eye because his eye's burning.
I was wondering what's
Oh,
going
man.
on. I was like, was he dabbing over there? Like, what's going on? I got kind of
Real tears.
yeah,
Cry me a river.
yeah. I had some
That's my quarterback.
concerns. That's my quarterback. T.O. said, that's my
Yo,
quarterback.
that's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback, man.
I'm looking at him like, you need to cut it out now.
Brother, what are you
Yeah, I was.
doing?
Yeah, I need to go ahead and pull you in. I was young and insensitive back then, but I know better now. Um, Speaking of heroes, of course, you know the Olympics in France is going on right now. I haven't heard anything about Olympic wrestling. I don't know what the hell's going on. I haven't
I
heard
haven't
anything.
either. I don't know if they started yet or not.
I don't think it started yet. I think it starts this coming week or maybe over the weekend.
Okay, so we got that and track. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
speaking of Olympic heroes, let's talk about the USA's very own, and he won the gold medal with what, Marcus?
A broken freaking neck. 28 years to the day yesterday.
Yeah, a broken freaking neck. Yep, Kurt Angle, the Olympic hero, and Kurt Angle was one of few superstars that was able to adapt from mat-based wrestling, the real wrestling, to the professional wrestling sports entertainment. They said he was a quick learner. He was a quick learner. You remember that time he almost got signed to ECW, and then they did that angle, and he was like,
Oh yeah.
"If you put
Nope.
on if you put it on TV, I'm gonna own this company." And it was like, "Hey, fair enough. Don't worry about it." So they didn't do it. Now, that being said, we're going to share our favorite or favorites Kurt Angle moment. I'll go first. Um, had to be the milk truck. Had to be the milk truck. He was trying to do the good guy image, not cuss and do all that fun stuff. But Kurt Angle he's just an entertainer. And one of the favorite moments was the milk bath. He was like, you know what? You got beer, I got milk. Watch this. And Kurt Angle was one of those guys that made it happen. And then another memory, when him and John Cena got it on and kicked off the whole ruthless aggression era. So Kurt Angle is a good dude, man. He's a good dude. They pick at him now, but he's a good dude. So
Yeah.
those are a few of my Kurt Angle moments. You guys remember when he went to TNA? I know you got some TNA moments about Kurt
Oh
Angle. I
yeah.
know you do.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Perk angle.
Hey. Oh
That
man.
man was a machine.
Yeah, I'm over looking at him. I looked at him. I said, "Damn, he wrestling harder here than he did there."
Yeah.
If you think about it, Kurt Angle had two careers.
Yeah, WWE Kurt and TNA Kurt were two different beasts.
Yeah.
WWE Kurt, don't get me wrong, he was nice with it too.
Mm.
But TNA Kurt, the Perk Angle, that Joker, man. Wow.
He was at another level. I mean, goodness gracious. Oh man, I guess I'll go. I
Go
can
ahead.
I can go next with the Kurt Angle moments.
Mm.
I have two. First one was his match at King of the Ring against Shane McMahon, where he was just throwing him through everything,
Oh,
suplex after suplex, and when he threw him through the wrong glass window, I was like,
boom.
oh, when he bounced off of it, I was like, oh, that is not the sugar glass. And then, boom, he was just throwing that dude around. Like, that was one of my favorite moments. And then also, second favorite moment was when he was fighting Abyss in TNA or Impact. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
Impact then.
Mm.
When he did that somersault thing off the
Off the ramp.
stage,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's off the stage onto Abyss. I was like,
And then
oh,
landed on his feet.
I was like, who is this guy? I was like, who is this? And what did they do with Kurt Angle? Like, is he a lucha guy now? Like, what is this? I
It's
was
called
losing
it's called Percocet.
Perk
it.
Angle.
He was playing through the pain.
Yeah.
And and it's it's kind of one of those unfortunate things now that later on in life he's kind of like with the neck issues and everything else. He's kind of been going through it, but he's still around. He's here. He's still alive. He's still he's always in high spirits, man. Like he's like one of the genuinely nice people in wrestling. Like if you ever get the opportunity to meet Kurt Angle or have met Kurt Angle, one of the nicest dudes ever. Yeah, and I ran into him at a TNA show. Like I didn't even know he was gonna be on the like meet and greet thing. And I was like, oh shit, this Kurt Angle.
Mm,
And then he's like, hey buddy. I was like, hey, nice. Couldn't have been a nicer guy.
yep. Mark, is your favorite Kurt Angle memory, moment, event? What you got?
Ah man, I got a few. I've said this before on the podcast that Kurt is arguably my GOAT. Like I'd probably have to say right now, my top three would be Kurt, Joe, and Flair. Flair's still holding on. He's kind of losing it for me a little bit just because he won't sit down and just just be an old man. But Kurt though, yeah, to your point, AD, yes. Excuse me, Brad. Uh, Kurt is just genuinely nice. I met him at a local show in Columbia, South Carolina in 2000 and what was that? 2007, I believe it was. It was
Mhm.
just a little local show, the CWA. I don't even know if they're still around, but I met Petey Williams at the same show as well as Abyss. And then you had to pay extra to meet Kurt. Well, no, you can meet Kurt Angle for free, but then you had to pay extra to get like a Polaroid with him. And I had to like, I'm doing it, man, because Kurt at that point was already one of my favorites. And so yeah, I paid $20 to get the Polaroid with him, dapped him up. He was just mad cool, man. Like he was just really cool. Like, hey man, how's it going? Yeah, I'm like, no man, I'm just chilling. You're like one of my favorites of all time. Like, oh, I appreciate that. Just real cool, real laid back. I got to take the picture with him. Still have the picture somewhere around here. Um, one of my favorite in-ring moments, however, and I think I've said this before, probably in passing, but arguably my favorite match of all time involves Kurt Angle. Is him and Rey Mysterio, oddly enough, at
Yep.
SummerSlam 2003.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 20 years, like 21 years ago.
Hmm.
Favorite match of all time. Those two opened the show and those two tore the house down. If y'all haven't seen that show out there, get Peacock, go watch it because those boys put on a clinic in that first match, and they really turned the heat up for everybody else on that card because they came out guns a blazing, and it was just amazing. Um, I mean, Kurt was just that dude. He could have a great match for him. I actually saw something before we started recording earlier this evening, and somebody else talking about how Kurt is the GOAT. Like that dude can have a doggone hardcore match, a brawling match with Austin. He can have a technical grapple fest with Benoit or whoever. He could, he had a little bit of everything. He could speak. He had charisma on the mic. He was just great. The dude was amazing. And probably my last favorite one, this one's the most recent, is a couple of years ago. I forget which, I want to say like 2, 3 years ago. My wife got me a cameo video of Kurt wishing me happy birthday. I think it was my 40th birthday 3 years ago. So
Oh, I
yeah,
remember that.
it just
Oh
Kurt Angle was like, oh
yeah.
snap, it's Kurt again. So Kurt's my dude, man. Kurt's my dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. It was it intensity, intelligence, and integrity. Yeah, and they
Three
booed.
eyes.
Yeah, and they booed him out the building, and he did a good job sticking with the whole hey, white meat good guy. This is what I do, and everybody was like boo. He was like, oh, you can boo me all you want to, but I won the Olympics with a broken freaking neck. I mean, he had that edge to him, but Kurt knew how to play that role like you could have given it to anybody else. He knew how to play that role down to a T. You couldn't argue. There's nothing that you could do. Like, well, he's trying too much. Nah, Kurt Angle was that dude. Kurt Angle is that dude. I mean, and he's still relevant. You got to think about it. He's like what? What with the crazy eyes, 1,000 yard stare.
Oh yeah, the meme.
Yeah, the meme. Yeah, I mean, Kurt Angle is a meme. And then his daughter. He was on TikTok, and they did the was it the Made for You, the Made for Me challenge,
Hmm.
and he was with his daughter, and his daughter was taking the milk and best the milk, and it was just, I mean, at this point in life, Kurt Angle ain't doing nothing but having fun
Yeah.
and enjoying life and having fun, enjoying his kids and everything, like you should do. So, I mean, yeah, shout out to an American hero, an icon in the world of pro graps, Kurt Angle. But like I'm saying, I think Kurt Angle had like a career renaissance when he went to TNA.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
just, yeah.
he did. He put on some amazing matches there. Speaking of Joe, like him and Joe had great matches. Him and
Hmm.
AJ had great matches. He and Desmond Wolfe, aka Nigel McGuinness, had a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And so on him and
extremely.
Abyss, him and Jeff Hardy. You can just keep going back in
Yeah.
his run in TNA.
Mm.
Yep. And even when he won the IWGP
Yep.
Championship, I think at some point when he was in TNA, which is
That's true.
crazy.
That's when he was angle.
It
Yeah, that
was
damn.
it felt like a fever dream. It felt like a fever dream because who was he facing for that title? Was it? I can't remember who it was. I remember seeing the footage. Was it
Wasn't it him and Brock Lesnar?
I
I
think
want
it
to
was, yeah.
I want to say it was him and Brock Lesnar for
Yeah.
the IWGP title because Brock Lesnar had like the goatee at that time.
Mm,
And yeah, it was a good match. I mean, WrestleMania 19 was solid,
mm.
for what it was, but this is where they got to do their wrestling backgrounds really came out in that match.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. And we forgot all about that one, man. WrestleMania 19 and the falling comet press instead of shooting star press by Brock Lesnar almost took his damn arm. I was like, oh my god, yeah, it looked like looking like GI Ho from Women's Extreme Wrestling. I I did watch that the other night. I was looking at that Wrestling with Regret video, and I was like, I gotta find out her name. And he was like, yeah, GI Ho. She had these heels on, and every time she would take a high spot, like she would just fall over. He said so much she did it two more times in the match. She just stood up on the top rope. She just stood up on the top rope and said, "Ew."
G.I.
Yeah.
The horrible splash.
Oh my god. And it was kind of like, you ever seen a little kid jump into the pool or try to jump into the pool? She was kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah. I was like, well, she got these big ass boots on, man. That's why she can't wrestle, man. It was just yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did binge watch a few of those wrestling with regret videos with the women's extreme wrestling. We got to have a watch
Yeah.
along, so we have got to do something about that. We just can't let this. We can't let this craptacularly good product go unappreciated. We got jokes, but I
No.
be damn. I mean, like I said, one thing was just GI Ho, just look. I'm telling you, looking like Harley Race coming off the second rope with that headbutt. Oh man, yeah, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, listeners out there, if y'all get a chance, please watch the series of Wrestling with Regret videos where they talk about women's extreme wrestling because, uh, it's just you want a good laugh, watch that, watch that.
Brian
Yes.
Zane just has good videos, period. I've been
Yeah.
following him for like many, many years now. He's got a ton, but those videos will have you in stitches
Yeah,
laughing.
that's it. I can't take it no more. I can't watch nothing else. I'm gonna go find something to do. He there putting his head between the doors. He got his head down. He got the door going boom, boom, boom.
Not
Scene
to
from
mention, I don't know if y'all saw this, but Brian Zane, I was also very surprised to see this before PK Bart ROH. Brian Zane was one of their backstage reporters and stuff like, hey, yo, my
Yeah,
dude.
he
mm-hmm.
was.
Yeah. And like
Yep.
him and Kelly Kincaid, or well, she's Kelly Kincaid now, but Quinn McKay back then. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
my dude.
Yeah. And I remember Eric Gargiulo when I first started listening to wrestling podcasts, he had a podcast out. And I was like, Eric Gargiulo? And I was like, oh Lord. I mean, I actually liked it. I mean, Eric Gargiulo did have a good podcast, but then seeing him involved this mess here was like, man, what in the hell? What are we doing? Yeah, like exactly what are we doing? So yeah, we went from Kurt Angle to Wrestling with Regret and
G.I. Hope.
G.I. Ho just fought.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
G.I. Ho, Killer Weed, and Psycho Bitch.
yeah. One,
No, seriously, for y'all
yeah,
out there,
yeah,
what we're talking about, there was seriously a wrestler who went by Psycho Bitch.
yeah,
And all she did was yell.
yeah.
Yes.
Scream. She just communicating, and they had this other woman pacing back and forth. She had
Yeah.
a very manly voice. I'm like, man, what in the hell is going on here?
Oh yeah, she was a Nazi. What was
Yeah,
it, Amanda or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah. And then
Oh my God.
you can't forget the Rock knockoff, the Smoke, and it's like,
The-
oh man,
I'm
I was
surprised they didn't get sued for that because that dude straight up ripped off the Rock.
I mean sideburns. I mean the whole Adidas
Curly
shirt
hair.
with the
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
everything.
He did it all. Yeah, we have definitely got to do some kind of watch along. We have got to do something involving
Yes,
that train wreck of a promotion coming soon. I don't know. Hopefully we'll put it on Patreon. Hopefully we'll do it. We'll do it live. Either way,
something.
yeah, Wee's goes to do it. All right, here we go. Before we get up out of here, favorite theme music. We know that music paints a picture in the world of pro graps, especially when it comes to your favorite wrestler or a theme show to a song. Or in my case, one of the favorite songs I've heard WWE use in a long time was the bumper. I don't know if you remember they would have that's when they had like the color commentary table, probably about like 5 or 6 years ago, like away from the ring and be by the ramp, and they would be talking, you hear the music in between it. And I just heard the song, I wanted everybody to talk to the power. And I'm like, who is that? It was what's it called? Goodbye June. And I found the song Charge Up the Power, and I was like, oh,
It vaguely
oh,
sounds familiar.
yeah. I'm
Like
telling you.
around like what year was that or what time period?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Booker T was on commentary.
Okay.
That might have been around the Dio Madden experience experiment with color commentary and all that. And it was good God, it was
Okay, I remember.
So we talking about like 2019,
eight, 19.
2018-ish.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm telling everybody, charge of the power. And I was like, man, I'm like, at first, I'm like, what kind of racket is this? And that's like charge of the power. I was like, oh, I get it now. Hell yeah, I get it. So yeah, one of my favorite theme songs just has to be. I got so damn man. I got believe it or not, I like Two Cold Scorpio's theme song when he was in WCW.
Yes.
I got a feeling we about
Nice.
to, since we're here, why don't we just go ahead and crack Slam Jam open
Uh-oh.
while we're here?
Uh-oh.
While we're here, it was craptacular, but they were trying and it was good. The Two Cold Scorpio one was my favorite. Um, the Simply Ravishing by Rick Rude, that was my favorite too. I'm like, okay, they're trying to do the whole Tina Turner thing, and so it was just that was cool. And the most corny one was Ricky Steamboat's theme song.
I didn't like that one.
Love his wife and son and does the best he
Oh
can.
yeah. Oh God, I forgot about
It was so terrible. He didn't keep that one long, did he?
that.
No, he didn't. I'm glad somebody said, "Hey, this ain't it." And then Cactus Jack had Mr. Bang Bang. That was cool too. That was around the time where WCW like they really tried. They really tried. But another one of my favorite theme songs is the it's a stock song. It was the Hollywood Blonde / Steve Austin's theme song in WCW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one did go kind of hard.
yeah.
Yeah. That
And
one
then it
was
had
hard.
like the bridge like you hear them like playing on the playing with the keyboard and the guitar. It was just a whole lot of stuff just doing this, and I was like, I be damn. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, I like the Hollywood Blondes theme song, man. It was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. I like a lot of the old WCW theme songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the old Steiner Brothers theme song. You just see Rick and Scott just beating up people, looking like Braun Breaker now. 20, 30 years later, here comes your nephew beating up people. So I got a ton. I got a ton more. I can be here for the next hour and a half. But fellas, what you got, man? What's y'all favorite theme songs, man?
I guess I can pull from the WCW era, like the early 90s. I love Sting's song from Slam Jam. I love that
Man,
one.
call Sting.
Hey, he
And the
does things.
constant,
He
Yeah,
and the
does that.
constant.
that fit him.
He's big as a bull and he's quick
Quick
as a
as a
cat.
cat. Oh man.
Man, loved it. I mean, like, if the audience already doesn't know this, I am one of Sting's biggest fans ever,
Mm-hmm.
ever. I mean, I went to Revolution this
Yeah,
year. I had to
yeah.
because that was the last time I was seeing wrestling. Anyway, that was one of my favorite theme songs. Like as a kid, like just hearing that song, it just takes me back Surfer Sting being world champ, U.S. champ, whatever championship that he was holding at that time. That
TV
rock,
champ.
yeah, he
RoboCop's
was at,
tag team partner.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh God, don't remind me of that terrible pay-per-view. God, the show was so bad. Oh God. So like his theme song was one of my favorites. Um, God, I'm gonna pull another WCW one. Chris Benoit's
Ooh, good one.
WCW with
Dun, dun,
that.
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
I think that's
dun,
another
dun,
stock
dun,
one because I've
dun.
heard that on like commercials and like ads for like TV shows and stuff. Like, yo, that's
Yeah.
Chris Noir's theme music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it on Sports Center one day. I was tripping. I was like, wait a minute, is this Chris Benoit's theme song? The Four Horsemen theme song where with the kind of longer guitar intro.
Oh yes.
That one, I mean, God, there's so many. Who else had some good music? I mean, even for the modern era, I'll pull for the modern era. I like the first Wyatt theme song.
Yep.
It was different. Yeah, with the yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like that song was just one of those songs you heard it, you knew, the Wyatts were coming out with the lantern and everything else.
Mm.
God, so many theme songs. My goodness. Even on the independent scene, when Shane Strickland used to come out to Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Like he used to come out to that and people like he was just vibing out, being cool and everybody's clapping along,
Mm.
singing. It was just one of those things. And then whenever she got to the part where she said, I'm trying to think, it was like right as it got to the bridge, he would climb on the top rope and do the whole thing
Mm.
like that. And he'd be like this and then just kind of like vibing out to it or just like, so yeah, so that's my list of favorite theme songs.
Word. All right. I think we got a thing going on with the old school WCW songs. I think
Mm-hmm.
my all-time favorite theme song was Rey Mysterio's old theme song in WCW.
Dun,
The
dun, dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun, dun,
dun,
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
dun.
dun,
I love
dun.
that song.
Yep.
Like
that
whenever
was a
like
good
I'm
one.
busy and like I'm just kind of in the zone like somewhere, especially if I'm walking, that song would just play in my head for some reason. I'm like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah. I got
And I
stuff to
love
do.
that song.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
Then it would go up like do 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 and then drop back down like, oh, I love that. Um,
Yeah.
you mentioned Sting, you mentioned Chris Benoit. Who else did I? Speaking of Sting, I love Pro Sting's song too. The first one, the real dark one. The
Mm,
dun, dun, dun,
mm,
dun. Love that song.
Yeah.
yep.
Trying to give WWE some love. Well, Undisputed Era. I love that music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just when they would come out and the little, Adam Cole would do his thing and Roddy and
Yeah.
Fish and Roddy. I said Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly. Oh man, that just every time got me pumped up. And Velveteen Dream, the bass on that song.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom,
That bass was
boom.
hitting.
Yeah.
Yep. And who can go wrong? I know
Velveteen
this is
Dream.
maybe recency bias, and you said it kind of at the beginning of this segment here, Eddie. Just the power of a song. I can't stop singing the damn Joe Hendry song. I just can't. I know I'm gonna get sick of it after a while. I'm gonna get sick of it because they know about it now and it's everywhere. But say his name and he appeared. I believe in Joe Hendry. Clap, clap. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch more. Like you said, Eddie, we could probably be here all night. But if I had to give one, just it'd have to be King Ray himself.
That's
That
dope.
that mark, it just pumps me up.
That one
Yeah.
and Dean Malenko, the
Oh, his too.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another
His
one.
was good too. Even
That,
the Harlem Heat theme song.
yep.
There's
That
another
one.
one. Yes.
God, there's so many from that WCW era. Like so many good theme songs. Who else?
E.O. Shirai. That's one of my favorites now too.
Ooh, that's only
Oh,
the only good song from Def Rebel.
that song thumps. That song knocks so
Boom,
hard.
boom, 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 boom.
Well, I
That
tell you.
one.
Well, I
Oh,
tell you
what's
what.
up?
Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm saying like Def Rebel, like he got it right with Seth Rollins, he got it right with L.A. Knight, and He got it right with Trick Williams, and that's it. That's it. The guys before them, they couldn't miss. They could not miss.
CEOs,
The,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
CFOs,
yeah. The
man,
CFO.
them dudes was coming out with hits.
Yeah,
Every single man from Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, uh, even what's his name, Titus and oh boy,
that is worldwide.
worldwide. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Not even when they were the primetime players.
yeah, yeah,
Darren
That theme
Younger.
song.
yeah. Darren Young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Darren
Yeah.
Younger, thank you. Pete Dunne. God, the Undisputed Era theme song, as you
Hmm.
mentioned,
Mm.
man, so many songs.
We
So
we
many
should
songs.
we should ask the listeners, and I'm gonna put this up as a poll. Um, Favorite theme songs produced by the CFOS, produced by them, because we just rattled off a good 20. So we can like the 10, yeah, top 10 CFO song off the top of your dome. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to post that in a group or as a poll. But we got polls coming soon. We're gonna get interactive with y'all because we want to hear what y'all have to say as well too. But yeah, man, music is one thing about music. When it hits, you feel no pain.
Like folks
And
say, control your brain, but I know better that that's lame.
that's game. I'm headed back. Yeah. That I mean, look at how far can we go back? I mean, even look at it's cheesy as hell, but the Beverly Brothers theme song with Jim Johnson.
Bro,
Yeah,
that is a guilty pleasure theme song for me.
yeah.
I was surprised to find out that the American Males was a lot of people's like guilty pleasure favorite. I hate that song.
Yeah.
American Males, American Male.
American
Oh God,
Males.
it's so grating.
I used to call them the American Stales. This gimmick sucks.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I hated that theme song.
God, it was such an earworm. It would get stuck in your head. You're like, why am I singing a song? God, and even though like on a good theme song side, like honestly, the NWO's theme song.
NWO's theme song, and Scott Hall even said this one day, like back when it was live. And I was like, yes, it sounds like porno music.
Because it was music.
It was, dude. And this disclaimer: I do not watch porn. I don't do that, but I may have once in the time have seen one or two and heard the music. That's how I know. And this we're talking about way back in like 1996, 97 too. So
Oh God.
yes.
Tell me some New World. Oh, that is not the New World Order. What is this? What is that?
Nude world order, more like it.
Yeah.
For life.
Or be like,
For
or be like,
life.
was it WEW where they had the PWO? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, just it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what that P stands for, y'all.
Yeah.
Listeners.
And it ain't peanuts, y'all. Trust me.
No.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
women's wrestling promotion. Yeah, you feel us. You feel Eddie on that one.
Yeah. It's just
This is
now
fair.
Yeah.
now I'm about to go on YouTube and go on a deep dive. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Dude.
this
Oh,
is about to be funny. And like
I was gonna say old song wise. Do y'all remember Doom's theme song with Ron Simmons and Butch Reed?
Oh, I can't remember it at the moment.
Dude, that was one of the WCW theme songs. They used to just go hard for that time, and it fit that team because Teddy Long was their manager when he was coming out with the sparkly do rags and stuff.
mm,
I do remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, and they had the black armbands and the black
yeah.
pants and black boots.
Hmm.
That was a perfect theme song for them. I know it's just like so much WCW because like yeah, we all watched that. But
Mm,
like, there's just like certain songs just kind of get stuck in your head from whether it was that era, the new generation. which was kind of hard to watch, but you still like Bret Hart's theme song.
Yeah.
You rock the sexy boy. I mean, I know some people were, the jamming out to Razor Ramon's theme
Hmm.
song. There was a few people trying to be fancy with Hunter Hearst Helmsley's theme song.
Yeah.
Mrs. Perfect had a nice one.
Dude,
That one is just how in the hell we went to pay these past 5 minutes and ain't say a damn thing about one of the greatest theme songs in the history of ever, Kurt Hennig's theme song. If Jim Johnson never got it right with Hulk Hogan's theme song, well, did he? No, that's Rick Derringer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If
yeah.
if Jim Johnson never got it right with anything else, he got it effing right with Mr. Perfect's theme song.
He nailed it with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, what is it's like, what does perfection look like? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I miss Mr. Perfect. Oh, I miss him. Miss him,
He
miss him,
did
miss him.
another one of my favorites, all-time favorites, probably top five or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he was Mr. Perfect was just perfect.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
Absolutely
was.
perfect.
Yeah, we just Kurt Hennig. Yeah, we not to say that because that's his name, but if you like I remember in the AWA, AWA used to come on ESPN Classic.
Hmm.
And I think like one year or one summer, I just sat there and just binge watched like up until like the was it the team tournament classic series or whatever mess they had, and then they finally folded up. I'm like, I said, "Oh, Colonel De Beers, okay, that's okay, I know who that is." And I was like, Larry Sabisco's here, and oh, he was here, and Dale Wilkes. I'm like, the troop. I'm like, that's the Patriot, and you start putting people together. You start putting people together, like you go back in the past and figure out where it come from and everything. But yeah, man, if you shout out the pro graps as a whole over these past 40, 50 years, giving us a lot of duds and give us a lot of good stuff. And I will not lie about that. I think somebody told me that their favorite theme song was I Want to Do It to You by Jerry Butler. Ah, no. No, I'm joking. That's an inside joke, y'all. That's just a yeah. Yeah,
I do
whenever you
got
see,
one last one on my end though. How did we forget Bobby Roode's Glorious? Glorious.
oh my
After you
God.
been.
I
That's
mean,
the
it falls into
jam.
the CFOs, like the whole Lindy Hopper. You forgot to mention that one. I mean, glorious domination.
Yeah.
God,
Yes.
one of the best theme songs. And it's funny because I think that they were talking about, who was getting theme songs and they're trying to figure it out. Shinsuke Nakamura almost got glorious domination.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was like when they were trying to figure it out, instead of going with, Rising Sun, which
Mm,
fits into a
Which fit,
T,
yeah, fits him so
yep.
much better.
Glorious Domination was on it was like in the like finalists of the song, and then they
Mm.
thankfully gave it to Bobby Roode because
Glad they did too.
It's perfect. It's perfect for him. The road, everything. Shout out to the CFOs. Whatever you guys are doing right now, please come back. I might start watching again if you guys come back. Maybe, maybe.
Did they
Please come back.
break? Did they break up?
No, they just cut them from their contract. Like once you start hearing those Def Rebel songs,
Yeah.
that was around the time they couldn't negotiate and they were just like, peace. And that was it.
Like I said, man, Def Rebel got it. Def Rebel got it right on about 5 songs. Well, then Samoan Crime Lord, he he got that together too.
Oh, the
But
Solo Sokoa song.
yep.
Yeah, that
So
one kind of slaps.
yep. And so what else happened? Yes, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I'm saying. There's a whole list of like I'm saying, we can sit here for the next hour,
Yeah.
which we can't because in the words of Be Live, Zoom is doing that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sit here for like a whole hour and just go through from 2000 what 17 to write them Def Rebel stuff and just like I'm saying, Def Rebel 5 songs, CFOs about 11,000 songs. Fellas, we covered everything we had to cover in the world of programs for this week.
I believe we did.
I
Well,
believe we have the only G1 update for those that do partake in the G1. Takeshita is doing great. He's doing amazing stuff, and that's all I got to say about that.
yeah,
Well, I mean, there has been a couple of rumors. Well, there's one Mercedes Monet's getting divorced. And there
Oh,
the picture of Shane McMahon and TK that is circulating around. But we don't know anything about that yet, so
Nope. We don't
not really
know a
much to talk
thing.
about at this point, in
Nope.
my opinion.
yeah. Once we know more, we'll tell y'all that we'll learn together. With that being said, it's been another episode of the Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling Podcast. And in closing, do something nice for yourself, and you can do something nice for someone else. They really appreciate it now more than ever. Be a blessing, Lord. Don't be a burden. It's been another episode of the Connoisseurs of Pro Wrestling Podcast. Enjoy SummerSlam and just enjoy wrestling in general.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Stay. Well, you can go away, but come back though. Come back. Come back next week.
Come back next week.
Yeah.
Episode
Please.
7.
Please. Yeah. Episode 7. 7. Lucky number 7. All right, we're out.